Hi there folks, welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. So, what have we got on today? Surprise, surprise, fluke. I've been dealing with this now in my pond for too long. But to be honest, it's coming quite handy because this is Koi Pond Lifestyle. This is where we like to try things and we like to test things. So this is what I've ended up doing. Trying to find the best product to deal with fluke. So first of all, we started off with FLUKE M. So I did 2 doses with FLUKE M, way back. Thought we'd sussed it, they came back. Spitting food out, rubbing the gills, flashing themselves against the side of the pond. So that obviously wasn't working. Decided to try a different product. This is where we tried FLUKE S. I give this a whirl in the last video, as you might have remembered. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Koi Pond Lifestyle. Nice to see you, even though I can't see you. I don't know, whatever. Tried this in the last video, and this is supposed to be a one-trick pony, where it's designed to hit them and make it work straight away. However, it hasn't. They're still flashing against the side, still unhappy, still spitting the food out. So we're looking at product number 3. Now I'm having to do this over a period of time because you can't keep chucking these chemicals in and these products into the pond day after day after day. I have to keep waiting for 7 to 14 days, water changes, making sure the filters are clean, making sure the fish are happy, going back to another product. So it's taken me a while to do all this testing. So what have we got now? As suggested by a number of people on the channel, thank you very much for that. There's been a number of you on there from other videos that have said, have you tried FLUKE Pro, which is supposed to be the dogs, danglies. So I'm hearing from yourselves. It was also suggested on Koi Water, Plants and Rants. Martin on there, he swears by this stuff. He had some flukes, or fluke in his pond, and couldn't get hold of this, so he tried some FLUKE S as well. So I don't know how that's gone. I haven't seen the updated video of his, but by the time this video comes out, you'd have probably seen how it had happened if you follow his channel as well. If you don't follow his channel, by all means, go and have a look at his channel because he does some quite good stuff on there. So, FLUKE Pro. Now, I won't be putting this in for another couple of days yet because I need the FLUKE S to run its course and give my pond a breather, do some water changes, get the filters cleaned up and get ready for FLUKE Pro. So this is quite handy, like I said at the beginning, it's quite handy because this is Koi Pond Lifestyle and this is where we like to test things and let you guys out there know how it went. So questions asked, does this work, does that work? I'm here to try to answer those questions for you. Now don't forget, this is only for how my pond operates. So these products I'm putting in are for my size pond, with my fish, with my filters, etc, etc, but it gives you a damn good idea of where it goes. Costs. So FLUKE M, not a bad price, just around sort of £20–25 for the pack. FLUKE S, £28 for the pack. FLUKE Pro, 42 quid. 42 quid. And I need to show if this product works. So yeah, £42 this is. So it's not a cheap product. Now there is still other products out there that people are suggesting that we could use for this. So if this doesn't work, then we'll be back online with this again. So I'm going to get the filters cleaned today. I'm also waiting for a phone call from my supplier. I'm waiting for Steve to call me because we're still on the hunt for the last couple of fish to complete the pond. Longer term subscribers will remember way back I lost 3 fish a couple of winters ago. Unhappy about that. So, but anyway, that's the past. This is the future, and we're now looking to replace those fish. So we've got the lemon yamabuki, this one, a few weeks back, settled in great, fantastic stuff, dead pleased with that fish, and it's starting to go more lemony colour, which is even better. We're now on the hunt for a chagoi, and A another. I'm still unsure where the A another's bit, but anyway, I'm waiting for a phone call from Steve to say I've managed to source the fish that you need. Come and get them, or come and have a look at them first. Obviously, can't just come get them. So that's what I'm going to do. So today we're going to get the filters done. We're going to get this added at some point on this video as well, but it won't be today. I'll continue this video in another day, and then we'll go on from there. So let's crack on with these filters getting clean. Right, so the filters we're going to be doing today are basically the ones I didn't do last week. But we are going to give the two brushing bays, the first vortex bay and the brush bay, a clean out, because there's quite a bit of muck in there that's left over from me cleaning the sides of that black rubbish off the side of my pond. But we're going to concentrate today on the last two bays, because the two middle bays were done, and this week it's the furthest bays, so we're going to concentrate on them. So let's get our little friend in. We'll give these a siphon out, get as much of the rubbish out as we can of these, then we'll move on to the last bays. Okay, so the first two bays, I've just basically taken all the brushes out, and I'm going to let all the muck settle to the bottom, because I can't see the point in emptying two large bays again just for the sake of a bit of muck at the bottom. But what does need doing is these two bays here need a damn good clean out. So this is the biological bit, so I've got to act quicker with this one because this is now quite low on water. I've still got air blowing through these as well, don't forget. And then you've got the spongy bit at the end that will do well. So now all I'm going to do with this is just pour some pond water through it. I don't really fancy getting it out and start shaking it around and losing beneficial bacteria on there. So I'm just going to pour some water over this and get it flushed through top to bottom and then drain that off. So let's crack on with that. Right then, so two bays clean, two furthest ones siphoned out. Now this one, because there was quite a lot of, I've done at least 3 doses, at least 2 doses should I say, of one of FLUKE and the other one of Master's Advantage have gone through the system. So this had a lot of that in it. As you can see, I've put these all back in now, really misty. So what I've done is I've got some filter floss and I've just put that around the outsidey bits, around the bits that suck in, so that'll catch those rather than chucking it in the pond, because my pond's looking really clear at the moment and I'm trying not to wreck that, as you do. So this has got to go back into the media bay here, and then we'll kick the filters back in. Rock and roll. Right, so here we are again. So clean, 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 clean. Now, you know, remember I just said about there was lots of dusty stuff that was probably from those treatments that were inside the sponges section, and like I say, I've just wrapped some filter floss. Don't you just love a bit of filter floss? Wrapped a little bit around the outer bits, the apertures, the exit bits, whatever you want to call them. So it's done this. Have a look at this. So wrapped, and it's caught all that stuff that's not gone in my pond now. So I'm going to leave that for an hour or so, just see how they get on until this is nice and clear. I've got the trickle in back on again because my pond's a little bit down now. I've just done a water change, so I'm going to leave those filter flosses on for an hour or so and then take them off, because I don't want to leave them on because if they get blocked up, and we don't want to go there, do we? Before you put any treatments in, I think you've got to make sure your pond is clear, your water quality is good. So I'm going to do a water test in a minute because I've got my water kit with me as well. So I'm going to do a water test as well, make sure my nitrites and my ammonias are at 0 level. Well, they're never 0, but you know what I mean. They're acceptable levels. They're at the lower level that you get on your test kits, and then so we can then put in the treatment. So anyway, let's crack on. Okay, so done my water tests. KH was 6 and I expect 4 to 6, so that's good. KH is good. Carbon hardness, that is. My nitrite is looking good. Slight tinge on there, but that's kind of expected because I've been feeding quite heavy. Well, I'm trying to feed quite heavy. Ammonia, which is good. I don't usually test for nitrate because it's not that harmful to the fish. I think maybe I check it every now and again just to make sure it's on the right side of okay. But yeah, nitrite, I don't usually test for nitrite. So yeah, all the other tests are good, so I think I'm good to go. In fact, I think I'll do a pH before I go. So pH test, these are instant tests. The nitrite, you usually have to wait 5-10 minutes. Same with the ammonia, you have to usually wait. Again, check your test kit. This is the one that I use. Works for me. Others may have different test kits, I'm sure they do. So all my water quality is fantastic. It's even looking really clear as well. As you can see, the fish wandering up by the window. So yeah, it's quite good. It's misted up a little bit because I've been faffing around with the filters, but that's to be expected for the next 24 hours. So I think the next thing we're going to do is get the treatment in. So we'll continue this video on another day. And here we are on another day. We're just one day off actually putting the treatment in. The reason I'm doing this video in is because I'm going to pick out what I believe is the worst affected fish and just double check what it is it's got, because I'm putting fluke treatment in here. The last 3 tests I did a couple of weeks ago were fluke. Got some more fluke stuff, so I'm just double checking that it is fluke. So my goshki is the one that's been all clamped up, sitting in the corner, not impressed, not eating. So I'm going to get that goshki out tonight, give it a quick scrape, have a look at the results, and then I know what I'm dosing for. I've always been told you shouldn't dose a pond unless you are 100% sure of what you're dosing. So I kind of opening a bit of a can of worms here, because I believe there is some people out there that like to dose their pond just in case. I don't know, I'll leave that with you. I've not done that personally. I've always been told to dose what you find. So, but again, you know, different people have different ways of managing their own ponds. You know what to do. Comment below on how you do it. But yeah, I've always dosed with regards to what I find in the pond. I've never actually dosed thinking, well, if I dose for fluke or trick, or if I just PP the pond every spring, then I'll be fine. I've never really done that. But I don't know, if you think different, you know what to do. Let's all do a bit of learning on this, but I've always dosed for what I find. So let's get this goshki out. And yeah, so my goshki is down in that corner somewhere, not looking very happy, a bit clamped up. Every now and again shakes the fins, so rubbing against the side, you know, usual stuff. Let's get him out. Some people say to me, which is your favourite fish? I haven't really got a favourite, but if you ask me what is my favourite coloured fish, I would say Gary. Gary, my goshki. Goshki meaning 5 colours. Had Gary when he was sort of, what, about so big, and yeah, wonderful looking fish, but he's just not happy at all at the moment, bless him. He's been not eating very well, spitting his food out. He's been clamping his fins where they clamp them against the side, sitting on the bottom of the pond. Not a happy bunny. So I'm going to give him a quick scrape now. What I've always been told when you're doing the scrape, this bowl is PP from when I did my media stuff. This is just a PP stain, not a literal PP, potassium permanganate stain. What I've always been told is if you can lower the water so that the top, is it the dorsal fin, is literally just sticking out the water, and then they're more calmer and more easier to handle. So we need to give Gary a quick scrape and then get him back in, because he's obviously not a happy bunny where he is now, and he just wants to be back in with his mates. So all I do when I scrape, please Gary, make this look good, is the bit of plastic, some people use credit cards, I don't have a credit card, from the head, down the body to get the mucus. Now there's quite a bit of mucus on this fish, which is another sign that something's going on. So so yeah, he's not looking in the bad condition actually. I know he's been flashing around a lot. He's a lovely looking fish. I can't wait for him to grow bigger. And yeah, cracking little fish. Bless it. See how he's kind of puffing out a little bit of blood there, because he's getting a little bit stressed. So we're going to put him back in. You find that sometimes with koi, when you take them out, they puff blood from their gills, which apparently is quite common, because they get a bit stressed out, and then they will release a lot of ammonia as well. So anyway, while we'll get him back in quick, because I don't hold him out for too long. Okay, so here we are in the man cave, Just got my goshki out. I always try to prep everything before I do this, so I'm not rushing to get slides out and stuff. So I had all the slides and everything ready. In case I get a little cover. And probably do 2. So whatever you've just scraped, a little spot of water out the pond sometimes helps. And then put the lid on it, and same with the other one. Onto the slide. Under the thing, put a little light on at the bottom. And scan. I always scan with the little one first, up at the smallest, then you can kind of increase the magnification if you find anything. And there we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll zoom in on these so you can have a look at what I'm looking at. I always get these mixed up with skin and gill fluke because one of them has babies inside it and one of them doesn't. So while we're here, might as well have a look at the second slide because we have created it. Let's put the second slide under. And let's see what we got. Again, lowest magnification first. See, I'm just looking for other things as well, because sometimes you can get 2 different types of parasite on at the same time. I've heard of people having trick, which are the spinning discs. I've heard people having fluke and those, which is interesting. So yeah, definitely fluke. And like I say, I'm just looking for other things as well. I always sort of go from the outside of the sheet and then work my way in. Yeah, we just got some really angry fluke. I'll show you these ones. There you go. So is that skin or is that gill? Because it looks to me like it's got a baby in its stomach. So I would say, I don't know, I can't remember which way around they are. But anyway, there you go, not happy fluke at all. And I'm going to nuke that fluke. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's got a baby inside it. So, if that's the case, and we've got babies, then that's better because we can just nuke the fluke and not worry about the egg laying bits. But I'm told, yeah, there's more on there, but I can't see anything else. I can't see any spinning discs, there's no trick. Can't see anything that looks like white spot. So we're going to continue in the next couple of days with our dose of LearnX Pro. Right, here we go. All excited. Is this the chance to get rid of the goddamn fluke? Pain in the ass. So yeah, like I say, we're going with the LearnX Pro. Read up all the instructions, watched a few videos on it. Feel pretty confident with using this stuff now. Here you go, Graham. It says he has a measuring jug in it. No, it doesn't. So I've got my new scales. And container. So let's measure some out. I think I said 345 because I've got a 6.9 litre pond. It's 41, 43, 44, 45. 345 of this. Now apparently it's quite difficult to mix. Let's find out. 1 bucket pond water. Temperature's currently at 17 degrees ish, about 16.9, 16.8. So, oh wow, that goes weird. That goes really weird. Let me show you this. So that's kind of like, if I can move some of this out of the way somehow, without putting my hands in it. That's gone really weird at the bottom, that has. Anyway, get it mixed up. Oh my god, this is going to take a while, I think this is. Right, I've been mixing for England, but apparently this product has got in praziquantel, which apparently is dead hard to mix and leaves sort of a bitty, grainy surface on your pond. And this is what I'm finding in the bucket. If you look at the bucket now, I'm finding this in the bucket. It's like stuff on the side here. You see it there. So I'm going to give it another minute of mixing. I've got to turn off my UV. I've got to turn off my skimmer, but I'm going to keep the skimmer. I'm just going to take the insert out of the skimmer so the water still goes through it, because I want maximum oxygen going in, and the skimmer gives the oxygen, so all it'll be doing is passing water through the skimmer. So I'm going to be able to take the media out the skimmer. So once the media's out the skimmer, keep that running, turn off my UV, turned off my trickle in as well, because you don't want to add in or dilute in this product. It does say if to do a second dose after 14 days. But I've seen others that said it was a one hit. So, but again, you know, I've tried everything else. You know, Fluke M, kind of used that to death. Fluke S, didn't really touch him. We're still having issues, so we're going to go with this. See what happens with this. Something else it said on the packet as well is to keep an eye on your fish when you put it first in, because it can irritate the fish, because the fluke get irritated, and because the fluke get irritated and the fluke have issues with it. So you have to keep an eye on the fish, because they've been known to jump apparently. So we'll do that as well. So I need to get it in this evening as soon as I can. We want to get it in before it goes dark. Right, taking the media out of the skimmer, but I'm going to let it continue because it blows a lot of oxygen in at the moment. UV's off, trickle in is off. I think I'm covered. I'm wondering whether to take the aquarium out actually, because that's an extra 70 litres of water. Yeah, I think I might take the aquarium off just for this treatment, so I know exactly what it is. Right, just while I'm mixing this stuff up, where did I get it from? Got it off eBay. It was quite good actually, because it was delivered next day as well, which was quite impressive. I don't know where it came from. It said London, which usually indicates it was from abroad. I don't know. Yeah, got it off eBay, 40 something pounds, 44 pounds like I said. So I'm still now mixing it to death. I've taken off the aquarium, and because that was 70 litres of water suddenly hit the pond, I've just left it a little bit of time to let the pond settle again, because that was 70 extra litres sitting in the pond somewhere. So the filters have now, it's gone through my overflow and it's now level with the overflow again, so that's 7 litres gone. So I'm going to get this in and see what happens. I think I might put it in a bit of time so that it gets time to go in into the filter, so it's not concentrated, because don't forget I've included my filters as well with the volume. So I just want to make sure that it it gets into the filters as well, so it evens out a little bit. Otherwise it'll be this dose hitting just the pond and then going in the filters. So I'm going to put about half of it in, let it get in through the filters, and then put the other half in. So UV's off, trickle in, trickle out's off, aquarium's off. Time to roll. Oh, but I did do another quick siphon of the filters before I did this as well, because obviously that was a couple of days ago, so that's nice and clean as well. So filters are clean, rock and roll. So it is leaving residue. It's a lot of sort of, looks like powdery stuff on the surface, but I'm mixing like crazy here. Apart from me getting one of them industrial builders mixers. So that video you've just seen of the fish flashing around on the bottom, I took last night, straight after putting the dose of Learnex Pro in. And yeah, they went nuts for at least maybe 2 or 3 hours. So I had to sort of stick around real close to the pond just in case anybody decided to to break ranks and head for the outside world. None did, luckily. Just before I pressed record on this button, one of the goldfish had a bit of a flick, or a jump, or whatever you want to call it. But apart from that, 24 hours late, well, just over 24 hours later, no major change for me. But I suppose it's still working in the pond. I've still not got a trickle in. I did turn off the skimmer that I said I'd taken the media out, so it was just literally just blowing the water through, because it was getting a lot of the product stuck on the side of the unit and in the unit. So I turned it off, washed that out, and then just let it go. And I've kept it off ever since. I've not touched that now. So UV's still off. The skimmer's still off. As you can see, the aquarium's still off. No trickle in is happening at the moment. That's off. I removed the filter floss from the third bay that goes over the jack matting. I removed that as well. I didn't know any product getting caught in there. I wanted to straighten the filter straight out again, straight into the pond. As far as I can see, I've covered every angle that I was supposed to do to put this product in. Conclusions. Interesting one. Because from me, FLUKE M, I think just my pond's got used to FLUKE M now. I've used it a number of times in this pond, and I think it's just got used to FLUKE M, maybe. FLUKE S was performing like the FLUKE M. I wasn't seeing any change at all. It sort of landed in the pond, it moved the pond up for a little while. Fish didn't even flick or flash or even indicate or show any signs that it was in there. So FLUKE S, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be the powdered version of the FLUKE Solve. Maybe, but that's what I was hearing. So LearnX Pro, I can't conclude on this really, so I might as well get this video out, because for me, and from what I've seen now, I've spoken to a lot of people about these, I've watched a lot of videos, I've used it myself, and from what I'm seeing is there's no single FLUKE treatment out there that you can say does your pond, because I think every pond's going to be different. Loads of people saying, oh, FLUKE M can't beat it, oh, FLUKE S can't beat it, FLUKE P, you got to do FLUKE P, LearnX Pro, got to do that, that's worked excellent for me. So I think all I've done really is reviewed 3 products here that for me, in my pond and my filters and my fish, did what it did. And I think you've got to know your own pond, and I think through trial and error is getting the right FLUKE treatment for your pond. So LearnX Pro, going back to that, I've got to, if this doesn't work, I've got another 14 days. But in 14 days time, if this FLUKE is not gone, then I'm going to go back to that. The fish that were sitting in the corners have come out of the corners a little bit now, but they still seem like they're down, but it's only just over 24 hours. So there you go. As with a lot of things with ponds, you can't knock it till you've tried it. There you go. And every day is actually a school day. So for your own ponds, I think you just got to try different products. What works for you, use it. And I'm going to have to just keep an eye on this over the next 14 days and let you know. Hopefully we get rid of the damn FLUKE, because they are being a pain in the butt, and go from there. So on that bombshell, that's the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you've not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button down there. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like, ding the bell for notifications, and share to your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Koi Pond Lifestyle.